The monthly meeting of Bremerton Base eBoard of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated will come to order. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
You bet.
Let's see. Who's on the phone? Is that Dan?
That is me, yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right. Our report. Secretary, you're up first.
Well, I've reviewed the executive summary and everything again, and as usual, Dave Bowman has done a terrific job. I don't see any changes or corrections that need to be made to it. Therefore, I make a motion we accept the minutes as written for the 16 June 26 eBoard.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? We should be good on that. But all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved for accepting our minutes. Thank you. Anything else, Bob?
No, I'll have a couple of things I want to mention when we go into good of the order, but nothing business-wise right now.
Awesome. Let me lower that. All right, treasurer membership. Go ahead, Dan, when you're ready.
All right, membership. The end of June, we finished up with 268 members. That's up one from the previous month. Still moving in the right direction. Treasurer. Started the month with $51,575. We brought in $1,752. We spent $1,462 for a net plus of $289 to end the month with $51,575. And that is all.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions, Dan? All right. Thank you, Dan. Let's see. Chaplain. I don't see anybody here for that. But I know this weekend we have Joe's viewing. And I hope to see everyone there. I'm looking forward to it. I am helping Irene at the moment. Her son-in-law and the family was having a hard time getting stuff approved. I know the eBoard saw that email, but Mindy's amazing. She used to work at the funeral home for over 25 years, so she's taking care of that. And she put in the request and everything. I think it was from the site that you sent over, Cobb. So. Yep. But she got all the paperwork together, and we're just standing by the family and myself for confirmation on that. So everything should be good on that. And let's see. Does anybody have anything else chaplain-wise updates on anything or anyone?
No.
Just I think everybody's aware that I did find Tommy. He's fine. He's just hard of hearing, and he's looking forward to coming to the picnic. So
awesome. We're looking forward to seeing him too.
and I could add in there that Don Quinn, I think I told everybody at one time I thought we were going to lose Don. He is out at Fort Flagler right now being the campground host. He is back. We'll see how long he lasts and everything, but he's having at it. So there you go.
Wonderful. I love news like that. Let's see. So is John here? I don't see him. But we did have a great turnout at Fujiyama. So I think for next year, planning wise, we'll have to get a good head count email before, because we had 26 people show up. So
okay,
we had.
I'm sorry. People are emailing me for a head count. I said, John's the point of contact. That's not my deal. So
Oh, okay.
I
So,
don't know. I mean, I knew a lot of folks were going to be. I can't eat there, so that's why I don't go. But people are
okay.
emailing me. I said that's not my bailiwick. So we need to figure out if John's going to keep doing that. He needs to be able to receive emails and do all that stuff. So anyway,
Okay.
that's on that.
We'll figure out the logistics on that. But it was a great turnout. We ended up having a whole 20 people plus, and then the other side of the restaurant, we had another 10. Gary had a birthday, but it was his family, so 6 of them all together, but plus 4. So it was a nice turnout. Very hot that day in that restaurant, but I'll make sure that I get with him and see what's going on with the soup downs, if that's going to be a thing we turn over or if he's going to keep that. So,
Yeah.
But moving on, but still on John's stuff. So if anybody wants to join us at TTF Family Day, that should be a really good time on Friday the 17th. I understand some people have that 4-letter word called work and can't be there, but whoever can show up should be a great time. It's nice to connect not with just with the sailors, but the families. The kids are amazing. They love to come through and just check out our stuff and say hello. And they ask more questions than the sailors do. So it's just nice to interact with the family. And that's at the back loading dock of TTF. Let's see. Float manager and parades. I don't think Mike is here.
He's not here.
But
Well,
but Kingston was a lot of fun.
I was
So-
going to say one of the things, I don't know what, I thought the crowd control was terrific. I think that Mike agreed with us that it, went absolutely well. That was a hell of a crowd. I mean, that was a real crowd. And I'm going to tell you something else, Dave Bowman. That video that you made of that parade, and it's online and stuff. 4-0, man, that is just fabulous.
Just remember that when you're writing my email.
Yeah, you bet.
I love it. Yeah, I know that we ran into the same kind of problem as far as safety with kids running in front of the truck. And that's always a big, huge concern. But I did hear the feedback from Mike, and he did rather enjoy this parade more. And then, of course, the fee. And I think that the observation from a couple of us, we saw that there were a lot of Bainbridge Island entries that were in the Kingston parade. So it was very nice to see the community. I know Kingston's a little bit smaller of a city or town, but it was beautiful. And I think we all had a really good time. We had a great turnout. So thank you, everybody. That was really fun.
Those kids coming out in the streets because other people, because Rose saw this, they're throwing candy. They're not supposed to. So then the kids have these bags and they're out in the street. And so that was the people are not following what the requested, parts are.
Right, I agree. And then let's see, I think Dave was saying that perhaps for the parades that we track closer to the truck, so we, for safety reasons, we stay, some of the walkers that are in front stay closer to the truck, so for safety reasons we can kind of keep the kids at bay. That's a really good idea. So thank you, Dave. Let's see. I didn't get any feedback or any input for Deterrent Park, but I think we're still at those couple of bricks, just waiting on dates when they can go out and place the couple of bricks. Let's see. Charitable Ambassador Mike. He hasn't been on here in a while, but I did make a flyer for the ambassadors. We have 2 now because Mike is primary. Fred said he will be secondary, which is great. So I sent all the trainings to Fred, which is just PowerPoints and a pre-made script of a deep dive breakdown of the different funds and funds and different support resources that the charitable foundation has. So that we are covered with the ambassador, and if there's anything specific you guys hear out in the crowd that anybody might need, just let me know, and Fred and I can get them pointed in the right direction. Let's see.
Well,
Holland Club.
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Did you have a question?
I was going to say you skipped Holland Club and Storekeeper, but yeah, you're on it now.
Yes.
I'm just following the agenda.
No, you're fine. Yeah. So Holland Club. Let's see. Thelma, I see you there. You have nothing to report. Okay.
I like that.
I love it too. She's busy. Let's see. You said I missed Storekeeper, I thought? I did, John.
Well, is Jason speaking? Angela speaking?
Oh, yeah, Angela. Sorry,
over
Angela.
there that she's doing this in the corner.
I know.
Sorry,
Okay, yeah.
I have it muted so the dogs don't start barking because I have a customer coming to pick up an order, so they'll start barking. So I muted it.
No, you're good. Thank you, Cobb, for looking out. What do you got, Angela? You and Jason, do you guys got anything for Storekeeper wise?
Other than just me turning over to Angela, as long as that works, because on the 9th of August, I go to a waterfront support, and I probably am going to work potentially every weekend for the next 3 years. So I just don't know that I'll be able to attend meetings and help out. And Angela is good at this and likes doing that stuff. So it makes sense to me to just kind of turn what I was doing over to her, since we're in the process of turning over from John anyways.
So are you making a proposal?
Yes.
To...
If that's what needs to be done, then I'll make the proposal that Angela assumes my duties and responsibilities and becomes the assistant storekeeper or the storekeeper or however.
She would become the primary storekeeper for the meetings, and then you would be secondary because Al is the TTF person.
Okay.
Is that correct? Everybody we're on the same page, yep. Angela and Jason?
Yes.
Okay. So so he made the motion.
Yeah, I'll second. Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion?
Angela's the right person. We all know that. Angela's the right person.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Aye.
So Angela will be the primary. Jason will be the secondary storekeeper. I will make up the letters for that and have it ready at the meeting. And then I'll make a separate letter for Al being the TTF chair for that. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You have anything else, Angela?
Nope, I don't. Not right now. I mean, I guess, so then are you going to have Al or I can just talk to him Saturday at the meeting if he's there to figure all of that out.
Yeah, because I think that they're still going over the transition of Excel spreadsheets, ordering and stuff like that. And I know that there's something completely separate that John would be doing with you as far as other things too. So you just want to make an understanding that, what's Al is Al's and what's yours is yours. And, you still communicate so nothing gets dropped or lost in transition. So, but definitely keep John in the loop. So if there's something that might be missing, that would probably be good for, a good 3 months until you guys feel comfortable and he is like, okay, you have it.
Okay. And then I'll start taking pictures for you, Dave, of the stuff too.
Stuff.
Other Dave Bowman. Sorry.
Good.
I mean, I'll send them to you too, Dave. I can just send them to both of you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. But yeah, that's the goal is getting all these things from old newsletters onto the website. That's the goal.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Perfect.
welcome.
Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
Right, let's see. Jim is not here as Western District 4. I know that he did have the Tacoma Rainiers tickets still up for grabs for August 2nd, the 13:35 game. So if anybody out there watching later on, email or text Jim so he can have those tickets set aside for you. Let's see. He did have in his commander's meeting that we are using the ballot buddy, election buddy. So the national website sent out the national election ballot via the email address that you're using for the national website. So you'll get a separate email from the ballot buddy. I think that's what it's called. I had it written down somewhere.
I voted this morning.
Perfect.
It works.
And it only takes a few seconds to do if you already have read everybody. There's write-ins if you need to, but just go in there and click. There's only one person running for each position, and it only has Western District 4 on there for Pete Juhos, and then the bylaw change for or not for the associate members that are going, what is it? How am I going to say that? What is it for life members? The option to become a life member for the USSVI. I apologize. Words are hard right now. So if you've read through it before and then what we handed out, it should have been really easy. It only takes about a minute to vote, and then that sends off, and then it'll send a reply back saying that your vote was in. And I think that's what he had. Let's see. Yes, I think that's all I had for Jim. Oh, he also did send out, I had it in new business, but he has the training from Tim Carlisle about the Zoom meeting for the website training. You all want to join that. You don't have to ask questions, or if you have more specific questions that haven't been answered yet since before Western Region Roundup, he'll be having that Zoom on the 17th, so this Friday at 5 p.m., 1700, and I sent out that Zoom link. If I need to send it out again, please let me know, and I'll just blanket it to all of us here, the eBoard and the chairs. So if you haven't been in the website recently, it'd also be really good for you to just listen in and the way he navigates through the system. And if you have any specific questions, if you have a role and need to get in there, he can navigate in the system as your role for our base. It's like an hour token, and he could show you what to do without it doing anything, and just show you where you can go, only seeing your role if you need that help too. So I thought that was helpful when I had a problem trying to get a member at large into our base. He had to get out of his role and then go into my role and show me what to do. So if you have any questions specifically like that, that's a really good place to chime into that Zoom and just watch and see what questions are asked. Past Commander, what you got?
I only have two very quick things. Number one, for whatever reason, if you have a Hotmail address, I am having massive problems emailing people with Hotmails, specifically Mike Friend, because I think he's the only one. My ISP says that they're blocked. Microsoft is blocking it. And I don't have any other, I'm not getting any other people bouncing, but he's the only one I'm emailing. So I don't know if we're seeing a lot of Hotmail bounces, but if we are, It's Microsoft's fault, and my ISP can't do anything about it, so we might have to say to people, stop using Hotmail. You're just a sheeple anyway if you do. Bylaw revision continues. Basically just writing stuff and getting it ready to go. Hopefully I'll have it ready for the next eBoard to present, and we can go from there.
You have anything for web social media historian? Sorry, I skipped that one.
We have a website. We have social media. I don't know why. It's interesting. Rick Mitchell sent out an email the other day to the National Command structure vis-a-vis the Facebook group, the national Facebook group, which is consuming far too much of my time because we're, personal opinion here, we're not doing things right, and we're allowing anybody to join, which means that I got to spend as much as 2 hours a day just throwing people out because they don't belong there. So, but that's a story for another day. So, but we have the national Facebook group. Seems to be doing pretty well. We're up to 6,600 members, which I don't know how many members there are total of USSVI, but that's got to be a pretty good percentage of it. So that's it.
All right, thank you. Cobb, you're up.
Hey, picnic's coming along. We have 30 adults signed up. We have the VFW building and the grounds, and 2 grills. We don't need to bring anything there. The rental cost, we get the discount of $100 a day, but I'm going to make a motion that we give them $300 for the event.
I will second that.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion approved to give the $300 to the VFW.
And nothing else new from last month.
Awesome. Let's see. Is Waylon not here? I don't see him. Okay. For myself, let's see. Yep, I was going to say the national elections are open until September 5th. Let's see. I don't know if anybody got a chance to look at the email that Dan sent out about revisiting the 501c3. Did anybody get a chance to check that out and have any discussion on that?
Well, Dave sent the big blurb out, and I agree with all that, what Dave sent out. I don't think we should look at that, at all. I really don't.
What's the logic behind
I think I missed the big blurb.
Yeah, I think I missed. I don't remember seeing the reply on it, but that's okay. So the logic behind it is because we're not a 501c3, which we could make through the charitable foundation. We can get in bigger donations specifically to us as Bremerton Base without having to the sponsor or whoever it is that would be donating it would be easier to do paperwork. Say, for instance, Mike Talpai with the Halloween Bash, I think it was, he had a big sponsor that wanted to donate, I think it was either $2,500 or $5,000 straight into the Bremerton Base for the Halloween Bash, but they couldn't do it. So I told him to just have them donate it to the charitable foundation from Bremerton Base, because we can't accept that money without doing a mountain of paperwork because we're not a 501c3. We couldn't join and do the fundraiser with Mod Pizza because we're not a 501c3, but if we had the account as a 501c3 through the charitable foundation, we could do that very easy fundraiser with Mod Pizza. Like, we agreed that it's very low effort and we would get a lot of return. So there's a lot of little things like that, but can add up. having a 501c3 account specifically to Bremerton Base through the charitable foundation, and all we would have to do is when we wanted to use the money for maybe the float for maintenance when it comes up, and it might be too much for Mike because I know he really likes to just, take it upon himself to in kind donate the stuff for the float. But any type of bigger maintenance or anything that might come up for us, we can just pull it from that account and use it. But it's just another outlet to save.
Right, but you're saying through the charitable foundation, can't we just? Isn't it a circular thing? Money goes there, and we can retrieve it back.
If the money
yes, that is correct.
Yeah, if the money depends on what the money was donated for, because it's under the control of the donor. Whatever the donor says it can be used for is what it can be used for.
So if we set up a specific,
Well, yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear Dan say something because he has clue too.
No, you're fine. Yes, if the whoever the donor is donates to the charitable foundation for Bremerton Base, that's where it will go into a separate fund managed by National Charitable Foundation. And then when we need to utilize those funds, we can just draw on them separately from anything else that we're doing. So they wouldn't come out of a regular checking, savings account, et cetera. They would come directly from National. I think the big advantage of doing it through them is that they do all the tax paperwork. We're not responsible for filing taxes to try to manage that kind of stuff. And I think that's always the headache when it comes to something from like a charitable situation.
Right. So if somebody wants to donate $2,500 to the base, it's just routed through their C3 back to us.
it wouldn't come back to us. It would just be a direct donation to the general charitable foundation.
That's not what Dan just said.
No. I don't believe that's correct, Eileen. In talking to Randy, he basically said that is our fund that is kind of set aside for Bremerton Base. If it's sent for Bremerton Base purposes, it goes to Bremerton Base.
Okay.
Now, I can get clarification on that if needed, but no, he's very specific that if we set it up through them, it would be any donations to Bremerton Base would go into a Bremerton Base account, shall we say. And then when we need to say pay for something, then we would draw on that account specifically rather than from our regular savings or checking account.
So
okay, I think I understood it wrong. Oh, sorry, Cobb. I was just talking specifically with the Halloween bash right now that Mike Telpai was trying to donate now, and we don't have that set up. So that money that they already put in wouldn't go to us because we don't have it set up, or would it still be able to go to us, Dan?
I don't think it can because we're not set up yet, but
okay.
That's something we have to work with National and see if they're willing to work that angle if we do decide to get set up.
Okay.
So let's go back and revisit a couple of things here. Number one, I would not fall into the trap of there's no audit, there's no paperwork that they're going to handle all that. We're still going to have to provide to them the auditable trail, which means there is paperwork involved with this, there is reporting involved with this. Number two, are we going to go to a fund account system? Or are we going to open a separate account for this? And number three, I'm still baffled here as to why this $2,500 donation couldn't go to the charitable foundation and then write a check right back to us. It seems like that's what we're doing anyway.
I'm not sure the dynamics of it. I just wanted to revisit it, and these are the questions that I would bring with Dan to the charitable foundation or whoever is heading that type of fund.
So first of all, you're definitely correct. We still have, I apologize. We still have to obviously show where we're spending the money. And in many cases, what they recommend, of course, is they draw it directly out of our fund and they pay the whoever it is directly. That way, it's coming from them more directly, and it's not coming from us, and then we get reimbursed. But yes, we still have to track where that money is going. What we're saving on is having to do the tax forms themselves. That's the portion of it that was concerning to me in particular. So there's a lot of ins and outs of that I don't understand, and I don't think I'm the right person. I don't know if we have the right person to do that unless, Dave Bowman is volunteering. But so yes, you are absolutely correct. We still have to track just like we do all our funds currently. I would just track them separately in Quicken as a separate account, basically, in order to manage that.
Yeah, I'd have some concerns about that. We'd almost have to go to QuickBooks. Quicken is not FASB compliant. It's a great little system, but it's not auditable because you can go back in and change things. So they get kind of snitty about that along the way. If we're going to essentially a centralized system where they're writing the checks, we would need to be aware of the fact then that there's going to be an inherent delay. It's not something we can't just call up Dan and say, hey, Dan, we need a check for this. It's going to have to go to the national USSVI people who are in the Eastern time zone and maybe have different schedules than we do. So that's going to input a delay in there. I'm not against the idea. I'm still not seeing what the absolute advantage of it is. That's where I'm hung up on this. And that's if all we're doing is putting money into the USSVI Charitable Foundation anyway, why couldn't Mod Pizza or whoever just write the check to the USSVI Charitable Foundation and then them send it back to us if that's what we're going to do anyway?
Yeah, I think the advantage is, like Eileen said, we have the better opportunity to obtain more donations because of the 501c3. So that's one of the keys. But the other is, I think it's going to be just our funds, completely separate from national CF. So until we're actually set up, I don't know that somebody could say, hey, here's a charitable a charitable donation. Can it go to Bremerton? I don't know if we can do it that way. I'd have to talk with Randy and a couple other people to make sure.
Absolutely, I could. If they send that to the USSVI Charitable Foundation and designate it for Bremerton, it has to go to Bremerton. This was my whole deal with the scholarship funds, is that they essentially took over that, and we no longer had any local control of that. And this seems quasi-headed in that direction as well. Again, I'm not opposed to a 501c3 for USSVI. It just seems like an additional step to me. Because you're going to have to take that check then, Dan, or whoever the treasurer is, you're going to have to deposit it, you're going to have to send it to them, and then so forth and back. How many of you saw the article about the VFW post this week that lost the $39,000 donation? This is the kind of thing you get into, because just because someone donates it, if it's not absolutely spelled out in that donation what that money is for, specifically line item by line item down to the penny, it goes to your national organization. And they can step in and go, what's to keep the USSV CF from saying, well, you got a donation, but it wasn't designated. So we need that for this over here. And they will audit that. They have to. Sorry, Dan. I'm really not trying to be negative, Nellie. I'm just, again.
No, these are all the things that
30 years. I'm telling you, it always
these are all the hard
good.
questions.
It always sounds good, but the infrastructure that's involved with this, and then Dan, I say this with love because I love you. You're not always going to be the treasurer, and we've had problems in the past with that. So I'm just not seeing the connection. I'm not seeing the necessity of the step locally. That's what I'm not seeing. And that guy that came to talk to us about it months ago, all he convinced me was doing that they were running some kind of scam. I mean, you guys were there, you saw it. So I don't know. I'd want to see a better plan. I'd want to see a more complete plan as to what and why and the goals. And if we get that, then I'll support it. But
I'll get with the national
Hey, we're not the only organization, because I asked at the VFW about doing RMDs from a standard IRA to go to national to come back to our post in Silverdale. And you get 2 or 3 different people who are supposedly in the know that aren't really in the know, because I said, I'm not sending my money, my RMD money, to national, and it sits there and our local post doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm 2 years away. I'm 2 years away from doing RMDs for my non-Roth IRAs, but I want to know before I start sending money.
That's another consideration you're going to have, Eileen, for every one of these donors. You're going to have some kind of legacy gift or expert financial management in that to make sure that it meets your criteria before you sign and say, yeah, we'll accept this. Because if you don't, I mean, at the end of the day, everything belongs to USSVI National anyway. Is that really a bad thing? I don't think it is. My experience tells me that's pretty much how it works anyway. So
I think it's all good discussion. So no, I appreciate everybody's input. There's just more questions we have to ask, and then if we can find more solid answers for you guys that you feel more comfortable, or it doesn't need to happen, we'll work on getting those answers. If we can't get the answers, then we'll just move on. So.
Yep, I did get your email there, Dave Bowman, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm willing to sit down and talk with you if you want. I mean, maybe we can get some better ideas of where we're going to go with that. But it's I think it's a doable thing. I'm just not convinced that we absolutely need to do it.
Sounds good to me. I like it.
All right. Let's see. I had on here that I'm going to the national convention. I won't go there the whole week, but I'll leave the 9th and come back the 12th. So I did ask Waylon, he's not here at the soup down at Fujiyama the other night, if he can stand in for me for the September meeting if he is not on a work trip. My husband signed up my 5-year-old son to be in the Spartan race. So that should be interesting, but that's on the other side of the water and in the morning. So we'll see how it pans out. I might have to stay here if he is working. So I will figure that out, and I will keep everybody posted on that. Anybody have any questions?
Eileen, are you sure you want to go to Texas? I'm just saying.
I might come back about 3 or 4 shades darker. It only takes 30 minutes for me to get a shade darker, so.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the 150-degree temperatures in Texas right now and stuff.
Yeah, I come from some heat in California too, in Central, so I should be okay.
Ever been to Delano?
It's pretty terrible. It's about the same. Just, Texas is another ginormous state. I'll be fine. I'm just happy that I'm coming home Saturday on the 12th, not on 9/11. So that was just my bad juju in my head.
Eileen, remind the people down in Texas when you're there that if the Alamo had a back door, there wouldn't be no Texas.
Okay. That's cute. All right. Old business. I had the election buddy on here, and Old business, just making sure, if we haven't emailed Cobb for numbers, please do that with your family and what they like to eat. For Cobb, I did find 2 cases of water in the storage unit, and they're the small bottles and some of the big bottles.
Okay.
So I can bring all of that.
Yeah, I'll send out a reminder, and then I do it every couple weeks, like we did last year. So.
Perfect. Let's see. I have on here any other old business from anybody out there? New business. So Robin is here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You're up for your discussion about your presentation.
Okay. Last year, I put together about a 1-hour talk on submarine force history for the 125th anniversary. And I presented it in Chicago at the Mensa annual gathering, and then again subsequently to another Mensa crowd online via Zoom. And I offered to present it again to the post or to the base if you folks want to endure my presentation skills. It basically covers submarine force history from the Turtle up to the Virginia class. Talk a little bit about Columbia and SSNX, but I don't know much about them, so I couldn't say very much. But basically, in the course of an hour, I covered the advancement of submarine technology and some of the events that the submarine force contributed to. At any rate, if there's an interest, I will be happy to present it at a meeting some point in the future, and would update the slides for this audience. I mean, it was aimed at a general audience who didn't know submarines, didn't know much about submarines. And so I'd have to tighten it up a little bit for our crowd. But so if you're interested, just let me know and when you might think about doing that, and I would be happy to do that.
That sounds good. I appreciate you, Robin, coming in and listening to us banter and how we do business and, discuss things. And I always look for presentations and anything that, might spark up a nice conversation with our members and remembering where things have come from, when they served and things like that. So I think it would be a good conversation. We just have to work it into our schedule. I know we don't do a lot of presentations or any big ones during our picnics and or our holidays.
I kind of figured it would be this fall sometime. It would be the earliest. So, or even after the holidays and at the early next year. So either way,
right.
The history is not going to change.
No, we're just moving forward and adding to it.
Right.
So, yeah. And I think that having it, tightened up probably between 30 and 45 minutes would be the best, and planning for that, and maybe having, if they're still offering a breakfast, for that during the presentation. I know we don't want things clinking around, but if you didn't mind that, to enjoy the conversation and enjoy your presentation, we'll see how it goes. I just wanted to invite you.
Whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine too.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for Robin? All right. Thank you. I have on here. So I got a phone call, and I know I get a lot of phone calls for things that might be on the other side of the water. I'm not really sure why the Seattle base doesn't get contacted first. But I got a call and invited to the Edmonds Memorial Day program on a Monday, which is after our events, I believe, that happen on Memorial Day over at the fairgrounds. But I still did forward to Phil Carlson, the base commander over at Seattle. He says he could definitely attend this and have and enjoy the program that they have in May 31st, 2027. Not obviously this year because it's past. So if I know it would be a problem and Mike would not be able to have, what he wanted was the float or a display there. I said my float manager would probably 100% not be able to go and tow the float there unless we got a backup. Phil said he would be able to have his float there. If any of us want to join and go to the Edmonds Memorial Day program that Monday, that would be great. We could put it on our calendar if anybody is on that side of the water for the holiday. And then if I am able to go on that day, then I'd probably bring the submarine display and maybe Tudor's Bell with myself, and Phil said he could pick me up and take me over just so he has a nice display for the community out there in Edmonds. So it was Captain Richard Martin. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, retired, but he's the one who called and invited us to come out. And if you want more details, I can just direct you to him if we have more questions for him. I just sent out today the email for what was it called? Hold on, let me go to it really quickly. If it loads. Yes, the subsea and seabed warfare technology symposium. I assisted
SWAT.
I assisted the Submarine League and the Navy League for the actual cookout at the end of the symposium, and that was really fun. That's one of the pictures I posted in there. This was not the initiation barbecue like last year. It happened before that. And so that's what this is. I sent out all the information for if you wanted to go to the symposium, if you wanted to go meet at the all call to get the update. And then there's the barbecue after if you want to join. We just need numbers, head count. So if we want to join them and just, connect with the active duty and the families, again, this is another opportunity to do that. So that's what that email was for. On the 29th at 1600 over at Trident Lakes. I have our next eBoard for the 11th of August. We always have to double check that because, I are cook at heart. Should be correct. Any other new business out there?
Yes. We have briefly discussed this in the past, but I think after last month's experience, it's probably time to really start looking at this. The issues with the facility, the heat, the size, the general alignment of it, we really need to start thinking about elsewhere. I love the fleet. I'm a member, but for Christ's sake, my computer shut down. It was so hot. So.
No, I agree. There's no guarantee, of how long they'll be there either. I know that the Fleet Reserve Association there's all the things that are happening too. But it was extremely hot. I know that they said that they can prepare for the next meeting, but we can have alternative places. I know somebody mentioned the community center that's out in Silverdale too.
There's a room at the mall. There's community centers everywhere.
There are
options.
So
and
there's rooms at the Undersea Museum as well.
They're hard to get to.
I'd have to ask them in advance and see what they have, but I could look into that too. I'll write that down. We haven't done that in a couple of years anyway, so we got to get in there. That was fun, cutting a cake with a machete.
And that was
Phil's not here.
We had to get 6 months notice on that, and it's really a pain. And I don't even know if they have a person to do that stuff anymore.
They do. They just hired a new person. She did reach out to me in advance for the meeting, but it was unavailable the day that we needed, and she suggested the day after. I was like, no, I can't change a meeting date and location or whatever on my members. It would be a disaster. She's like, oh, okay, I apologize, because they were having an event on the day that we needed it. So, but they do have a person, and hopefully, we can get in there a little bit quicker. Maybe she's a little bit more in tune with getting the turnaround, or maybe we can get in there on a regular basis, like how we hold. We put, holds on for the Central Valley VFW location. We ask well in advance. I could do that there. But yes, we can all work on that collectively and see what's available for which months that you find in different locations. It wouldn't hurt to have us move around a little bit. We just might have to reach out to some of our members for those that need rides to the different places. So we just need to remember that. And speaking of, has anybody heard or seen Dick
Fletcher?
Mm-hmm.
He was at the last meeting, wasn't he?
Was he? Okay. Maybe I missed him. I normally get a hug from him, and I'm glad you saw him then.
Dick was definitely there because he gave me a hard time, which he does at every meeting.
Okay, great. I'm glad. I was busy. I don't know what was going on. We had the presentation, and then I was worried about the computers and all the overheating. So, okay. I'm glad. Thank you. Any other new business? No? Okay. Moving on. Good of the order? Anybody?
I got, when I was about 24 years old, my mother told me that I would not live to see 30. Through tomorrow, I said, this is true. Through to tomorrow, I will have exceeded her expectations by 49 years. I will be 79 tomorrow.
And you're looking
birthday.
Good, too.
Yeah, you are.
I have the Mickey Mantle approach to health, But I known I was going to live so long, I'd have taken better care of myself.
I'm going to credit Aura for that. Let's see. We have Whaling Days coming up the 25th. So remember that. Everybody come out. 10 a.m. Mike will send out the email and get stuff updated once he gets it in. And then we'll shoot out that email to everybody. And then I do have, I don't know if it's been added yet to the calendar, but the San Juan decommissioning ceremony on August 6th. So I know Commander Hoff is one of our members, so it would be nice if everybody can go and join support. If you didn't RSVP already, I know that they sent out the RSVP thank you notes via email, and if they even had a link there if you wanted to buy some emblematics for the decommissioning of the San Juan. So that was everything that I had for good of the order. Any other safe rounds alibis? No 50-50? Just kidding, Cobb.
No 50-50.
All right. All right, well, if there's nothing else, Bob, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. And
They're all wonderful. They're all wonderful when you get to this stage.
I hope to get to that stage. All right, we are adjourned.